Okay, so finally we've got our navbar. It's nothing too spicy, but we do have this login button. So now we're going to start creating a modal that pops up on the screen when you click login. And that's going to allow us to use Firebase to create accounts and log in. So we're going to create another component, cd source /app/ components, Ionic, and we can type in G rather than generate, and it will know what to do. And we're going to generate a modal, and we're just going to call it modal-login, and then click enter. So then we'll type in cd // Ionic serve again, just to get it back up and running. And now we have a modal. So this is just, well actually it's not a modal, it's just a normal component like our navbar is, but we're going to open it as though it was a modal, and I'll show you how to do that. But remember, it's a component, so nothing can recognize it until we import it. So we're going to type in import modal login component, which I believe is what it should be named automatically, from / modal-login modal login component. Cool. And then we're going to put it in our exports and our declarations. And because we imported our components module already into our minigames list, it should automatically just work. However, it's not going to display anything because we haven't put it anywhere yet. We're going to go to our minigame list page, or sorry, our navbar component. And we're going to type in async present modal. And then we'll open our function. Now you might be wondering, what's this async? Basically, it just stands for asynchronous, and it will run this function outside of everything else. So usually code has to go from top to bottom and everything executes in that order. But when we do something asynchronously, it allows other code to happen while code is happening over here. So for example, Firebase is asynchronous. So when we're logging in, the website is still active. If it takes 5 seconds for us to reach Firebase and ask for our login info and get that information back, we can still scroll through our website theoretically if we wanted to, and use it without it like completely stopping us. So asynchronous just allows multiple things to happen at the same time. We're gonna have in const modal equals await this dot modal controller, which we haven't imported. Modal controller is something created by Ionic. So we're gonna type in public modal controller : modal controller, and then if you click enter, it'll automatically import it from Ionic /Angular. And basically what modal controller does is it will open a component as a modal, and you may not even know what a modal is, but you'll know what I mean as soon as you see it. Type in .create, then bracket, and then curly bracket, and then enter. Next, we're going to type in component : modal login component, and we will have to import this, so make sure you click that auto import or type in this yourself. And then comma, CSS class is going to be login-modal. And we're going to, basically, you have to send in a class of CSS that we're going to apply globally, which I will show you what that means later. But we can't use CSS inside of our modal to determine how big it is. We have to do it using this, so I'll explain that later once we get to it. Then we're going to type in modal.component props equals a new object, and we're going to have a modal value called modal. And this is basically just allowing us to create a variable inside of our modal called component props, and we are sending the modal or the component the value of the modal. And that sounds really confusing, but basically this modal has the ability to open and close, which you'll understand. But inside of the modal, it doesn't typically have access to itself. So once we log in, we want to automatically close the modal. And since the login stuff is happening inside of the modal, we want to be able to say like modal.close. but we can't do that inside of the modal unless we send its value into itself. If that makes any sense. I know it's a bit confusing, but basically we're allowing ourselves to access the modal from inside of the modal. And then we're going to type in return await modal.present. And now we will save. And then on our login button, we're going to type in click equals present modal, and then refresh our page. Okay, so let's click login, and you're going to see it pops up a modal. So this is what I meant by modal. It's going to have all of our login stuff. So this is just a component like our app navbar. We could have sent in our navbar if we wanted to, but we wanted to send in our login. This modal now has access to itself. So for example, I'll show you exactly what that means. We're going to have a variable here called modal. And we are going to create an ion dash button. And it's going to say close modal. And then on click, we're going to say close modal. And then we're going to create that function, close modal. And then we're going to say this dot modal dot dismiss. And that should do it. Let's refresh it and try it. Okay, so the only reason we have access to this modal variable, remember, is because in our navbar we said modal.componentProps, and we're going to send in our modal variable, and we're going to call it modal. So you'll notice that when we create this modal variable here, it's a dark blue, and it's dark blue. So that's what this is. So if we change this to like 2 L's, we would have to change it here. So we're saying we're going to create a variable in our modal called modal, and we're going to send it our modal's value. And then when we create our modal here, it will automatically pass that in. That way we can access the dismiss function. So if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to access the dismiss function inside of our modal. And now we can edit our CSS, and then we just present it. So hopefully this is all making sense. So the reason why we have to send in a CSS class is because we want to change how big the modal is. But in our modal CSS, we can only change what's inside of it, not how big it is, and stuff like that. And because the modal is now part of a technically different page or different component, we can't actually edit the modal using our navbar.scss, because when we open the modal, it's no longer part of our navbar. It's not even part of our page. So we can't edit it unless we go to global.scss, and whatever we put in global.scss will apply to every single page, every single component. So we're going to type in .login dash modal, and we're going to say set the height to 45%, position absolute, display block, margin auto, and border dash radius 10 pixels. And then if we refresh our page, you'll see that it is not looking so good. And the reason why is because we have edited our modal CSS to make it do stuff that we wanted to do. But there's basically another thing that determines the modal called modal wrapper. You don't really need to understand this, just I had to figure it out. So beside login modal, we're also going to apply these effects to modal wrapper. And then we'll refresh our page again. Cool. And again, I don't want to get too far into why this does what it does. But now it works. So you'll notice I just completely centered it, made sure it was centered no matter what, and then added like a radius to it so it looks a little bit better. You'll notice if we go on mobile devices though, it does not look so good. So we're going to create another style specifically for mobile. Media only, screen, and max width, 600 pixels. Okay, so any styles that we add into here will only be applied if the width of the screen is less than or equal to 600 pixels. So basically cell phones. So then we'll type in login-modal and then modal wrapper, and then we'll set its height to be 90%. Or sorry, we're gonna set its width to be 90% and its height to be, I found 42% was pretty good. And then we'll refresh and we'll notice that it's looking a little bit better now. The width isn't so big, the height isn't too big, and if we actually close out of our mobile mode, it changes. Oh, I don't know if I explained this, by the way. Google Chrome has this toggle device toolbar, and if you click it, you can select different devices. This is really good for like debugging stuff on the phone. And you'll notice once again this stuff's really ugly. We'll fix that later. Okay, so now we need to actually start working on the inside of the modal, so the login stuff.